welcome to another week and another instalment of Salford Weekly. I'm Courtney Holder.
And I'm Matthew Green. Last week we talked all things International Women's Day, and we also sampled some delicious pies in celebration of Pie Week. And of course the sausage rolls. Have to mention the sausage rolls.
You really enjoyed your sausage roll last week.
Are we still talking about the sausage rolls?
We did, and it was, look, there's a picture of
Oh,
the moment,
yeah. Is that the
moment that things went wrong for us when the sports package crashed and we came back and we were like,
that is a beautiful photo.
I think it's
You are
your
enjoying it.
faces.
And we're both just...
Yeah. Just
very,
very. Let's just move on. Let's get the sausage roll going.
Yeah, well, it was just the case of like Matt was just eating. I was like, I really don't know what to do.
Your face actually on the left. Look at that.
And so,
Just pure panic. I didn't know what to do.
as well, we mentioned last week about the Ukrainian crisis of, I think Paul Bennett did a
he did a painting.
There was a painting there. There was, I believe it was sold for, it's just telling us there, it was sold for £1,100,
Wow.
which is all going to charity in aid of the
amazing.
Ukrainian crisis. So fair play to you, Paul, for doing that.
Yeah, no, he's done an amazing job. I think, you know, such a worthy cause to be doing a painting.
Worth it,
for.
to be fair. It was a great painting.
Yeah, it was a great painting.
It was, I did see it. It was the one with the tank with the child. Very meaningful and impactful, all right, yes.
Coming up this week, we'll discuss Shock's 24-hour broadcast in aid of comic relief, as well as some live sports going on.
Live.
We do like
Quite
some live
exciting.
sport, don't we? Seeing I'm wearing green today, this isn't by accident. We'll be talking a little bit about St. Patrick's Day, and that took place yesterday all over the world. And like always, we'll be back with another Matt versus Courtney, where Luca will be joining us again for our quiz later on. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
As you just said, Matthew, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, and people across the world were dressing themselves in their finest green outfits and drinking more than they probably should to celebrate the renowned Irish holiday. But I must ask, as I don't actually know, what is the story of St. Patrick's Day?
I had looked these facts up. I thought it'd be nice to say, because I think people think that St. Patrick's Day is just all about getting drunk and like wearing a bit of green.
That's all I know
Please
about
tell me more.
it, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you want to know a bit more about St. Patrick?
Please.
Yeah.
Who is he? And well, he was around the 5th century. He was a patron saint.
The 5th century.
The 5th century, about
I don't think I've ever heard any
470,
history from
about 400 AD was when he was around. Bit of a sad story about him though. When he was 16, he was born into a Roman-British family. But at 16, he was kidnapped, and he was brought over to Ireland to work as a slave on farms and all that. But anyway, he managed to escape, and he came back to Britain. I think he went on to France then. And he studied Christianity, and then later went back to Ireland and spread Christianity about. So that's why he was the
once a slave boy, and now that's amazing.
Exactly, it's a
What
nice
story of
little story.
redemption.
Why March 17th, though? You're probably wondering as well.
That's been nagging me all week.
Again, it's a bit of a sad story. They believed it was the day he died. I think it was. I have it written down here. 461 AD, March 17, 461 AD.
So how old would that have made him?
Oh gosh,
So
he's always depicted as having a beard, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he must have been a fairly old.
Yeah.
But like fairly rough life, really, you know.
Yeah, that's really sad.
I always knew about this as well. There was a myth going around, a snake myth.
I was actually going to say that. I was like watching a video yesterday, and someone said it was something to do with how he got rid of all the snakes in Ireland.
Yeah, so there was a myth. Debatable. I think it's a bit mythology.
Have you ever seen a snake in Ireland, Matt?
I mean,
No,
that's a good point.
There you go.
So must have did
Could
the
be
job
true.
pretty well. According to iNews UK, they had an article recently about St. Patrick's Day. Apparently he was attacked by serpent snakes while undergoing a 40-day fast.
The complete opposite.
Feast,
Yeah.
He was
40-day
not
fast on a hill. He drove his staff. You know the way he always has like this big staff?
Yeah, yeah.
He drove it into the ground, and they all just left the island. They all scuttled into the sea.
It's very
Never to be seen
Moses-like,
again.
isn't it?
So I don't know if it's a bit of Irish folklore or not in there. But yeah, it's a nice story, I think.
a great
It's a
story.
really
Quite
cool
a great
story.
Imagine
to
the
have.
sight as well of this one person hitting this big like Lord of the Rings staff into the ground.
And just like a
And
ricochet of
all the
sound
snakes
waves
just
going
off.
across.
That's- Wow.
They just disappear and they're gone forever.
You're moving to Chicago next year, possibly. Sorry
Yes.
for just outing you on the
Yeah,
telly.
fair
Sorry,
enough.
Mr. and Mrs. Holder, to let you know that she's leaving.
It's a hell of a way to find out.
Yeah.
Chicago always do a big St. Patrick's
They
Day
do,
celebration.
yeah.
Oh,
America
I saw
is
this.
really
They
big over
dye
there.
all the river in Chicago green.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
I don't mean
amazing.
just like a small sprinkle. It'd be as green as my jumper.
It was the greenest river I'd ever seen, because when they said it, it was on the news, I think they said, oh, it's green rivers. I
Yeah.
thought, well, it's going to just be a bit murky, isn't it? And you look at it, and it's literally like bright green.
Like bright,
What do they have
bright
to make
green.
it
Imagine,
colour?
I was going to say, be agree. I mean, what a job, though. I mean, isn't it surely
dyeing the river.
what's your job? Oh, I just pollute rivers for a living,
Yeah, I
really.
just like to turn them green for holidays, you know,
Fantastic.
different, maybe I'll do a different colour next year, a bit of red for a different holiday.
Ooh,
Valentine's
sounds like
Day.
sinister.
Valentine's.
There you
I
go,
just
do like
thought
a
of it.
little
You said
red.
red. I looked at the couch. There's a hair on the couch. But anyway, as long as it's not a rabbit. Well, hey, we're starting that again. We're starting that again. But it's so big in America. You all probably won't know. It's always New York have massive
Yeah.
parades. I know up in Canada, then crossing the border, they have big parades. Apparently, again, I don't mean it to be a sad story for this, but it goes back to the Irish potato famine. In 1845, about 1 million people from Ireland moved to America to escape the famine. And therefore, as they started settling more and more people got into politics over there. And there was an a voting bloc known as the Green Machine, which was a load of Irish people. So hence
brilliant.
why there's a lot of Irish heritage for St. Patrick's Day over there. And of course in London as well, you have the big parades.
Yeah.
Sydney Opera
Manchester as well.
House, Sydney Opera House
Yes.
light up green as well. So it's something all over the world.
It is a
really.
massive, massive holiday. I'm not Irish. I don't have any Irish family, so it doesn't it's not something that crops up for me. But I always know it's coming because obviously I have so many friends who are Irish.
And
You're just like, oh God, and then it's just videos of people out drinking and wearing green and having a great time.
Well, it's
We
all
all
about
have to
that.
have.
It's all about
Yeah.
It's nice to actually know the history of it.
It is, and it's a kind of, it has a sad story really behind it, as I say.
Yeah.
But anyway, talking of Ireland, all things Irish this week, I think I'm going to put you two head to head.
Am I not the quizmaster
Yeah.
anymore? Is this?
Not
have I
for
been
a
You are
replaced?
being
moment, because
sidelined.
I thought, as well as for the day that was in it, that Luca, if I swap with you,
Oh,
we
please.
can either swap seats over.
Please. And
I'll
while we're swapping,
try not to look up the quiz questions on the floor.
You're going to find out what it's like to go against me this
Oh,
time.
I like this seat.
Wow. Wow.
How you feel? Do you feel like you have more
I
power
feel
now,
like I am in power.
That is a powerful looking chair, but I'm sat over it. I feel quite.
Can you see what it's like for my? All you need now is a sausage roll and you're made.
Just the,
I want to put you through some Irish slang. I'm going to
Oh,
run some
no.
Irish slang by
Okay.
you. I think we can pop them up on the screen as well, so you can play along at home. We're not going to have to write these down. All you have to do is
okay,
kind of
well I'll
guess
put
what
my
they
little
mean.
board down then.
So first up,
was
our first
prepared.
word is the jacks. Do you know what the jacks means?
Are we being given like multiple choice, or are we
No,
just
you
guessing?
just have
Brutal,
to
he's a
guess
brutal
what
quiz
this
master.
might
Oh
be.
no,
so it's not in a deck of
I'm not a
cards.
nice guy like Luca is.
that's fair enough. I know.
Jacks.
The jacks. Do you
Is
want to
it
have
the
a guess
police?
first, Luca?
Oh no, sorry.
I was just
Okay.
going to guess like from a deck of cards. That's all I can think of. It's just the jacks in it. It's not that.
Spelled J-A-X. I
Oh.
don't know if we have them on screen or not. So you think it might be a deck of cards? You might
I
think
know it's not the police, but
Yeah.
I mean that's the only thing I can think of.
It is the toilet.
Oh.
It's slang word for the
Oh.
toilet. So put it in sentence. I'm going to the jacks. I'll be back in a moment.
Do you say that?
I've said
I
it a
like
few
that a
times
lot.
here, and a few people are kind of like, What's he on about? Like, what, the jacks? I was like, what's the jacks?
I quite like that as a
It's
slang.
It's quite a good one.
It rolls off the tongue quite nicely against the jacks.
I'm just going to the jacks.
You know, it just makes it a bit more glamorous.
Yeah, so it's when I'm going to the toilet.
Just
To the loo.
The loo.
Shifting. What do you think shifting would mean in Ireland?
Could you use it in a sentence?
Yeah. Can you spell it for us?
It feels like
He was shifting in the club.
Oh,
Dancing?
You
it's
think
got to be. Is it like? Oh yeah, it's got to be throwing some moves, surely.
you both think dancing?
Yeah.
Throwing moves, but not with body parts you might think. It's snogging, French kissing.
Really?
Oh.
So
Shifting.
again, he was shifting her in the club. You know,
That
you'd be going out for the
sounds
shift.
terrible.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it? The first one completely on board.
Yeah,
with.
that one was fine. This
Shifting
one,
in the club.
Bjor.
Bjor.
B-E-O-U-R. Bjor.
Pardon you. Bjorn.
Not. I don't
Is
think
she a
it's.
Swedish singer?
I was just going to say
Yeah.
it's not the singer. No, that's Bjorn you're thinking of. Bjor. What do you think Bjor? If someone is, I'll give you a hint. If someone is a Bjor,
Is it like being a boring person in a party?
Oh.
Matt's laughing too much, so it definitely isn't that.
definitely
No.
not.
Is it someone who's too drunk?
No, I'm surprised you're not getting these. A Bjor is a good-looking woman.
Bjor.
It's a bit of a laddish term, though, I think. Going like,
Okay.
so you know what I'm going to do? At the end of these, I'm going to put all the words in a sentence for you in a typical Irish
Wow.
sentence.
Ooh.
So next up, gowl. G-O-W-L.
Gowl.
That sounds like
like
you're attacking
glaring.
someone. Oh, okay.
So what were you thinking?
We went
You might
different-
be calling, I'll give you a hint, you might be calling a person a gowl.
I was going like, thought you'd like be attacking someone with it, but
Yeah.
maybe if you'd call someone a gal.
Someone a gal, is that... It sounds negative.
Yeah.
It is.
Surely it's negative.
It sounds like it's kind of similar to like calling someone a bit of a git.
Go on.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes, I'm going to give Courtney that one because it
Oh.
means someone's a
Unlucky
fool
check.
or an idiot. It's an insult.
Oh,
you
you
stop
got it wrong
acting
way
the gal.
round.
It's a bit like acting the aegis. You might have
Yeah.
heard that saying as well before.
Oh,
Acting the gal. It's associated with a place called Limerick. You might have heard
Yes.
of that. It'd be a gal. You know, I have a very nasally accent down there, so it'd be like you're a bit of a
Gal.
gal. Kip.
Got to be a nap, surely.
No, that's I was saying this
Is it
to
a
our
fish?
producers. Look, it's on the board there. Kip.
Oh.
So you think a nap, you think a fish, like
Fish.
kippers.
Yeah.
It means something is bad. So the hotel we stayed in was a kip. It was a dump.
I like that a lot. I'll start using that one.
Absolute kip.
So, Kit, how bad is it? Does it have to be like really bad?
Oh, it's diabolically bad.
Oh god.
Awful.
Oh, it's a kip.
I mean,
So
like,
you can't be anything worse than a kip.
yeah. So like the
Wow.
club was a kip.
Club was a kip, but I've already forgotten the word. But the gowl over there. Oof.
Sorry, floor manager Callum. Finally, if I was going out and to get the messages, what would I be doing?
Oh, I thought I knew this one.
Getting
Is
the
it
post.
to get like newspapers or something like that?
Oh.
You know, I might give you 50-50 on that. It means going to do the shopping.
Oh.
Okay, yeah,
Getting
it's
the
close
messages.
enough,
Getting the
yeah.
messages.
Is it
I
like
have to get
reading
the
the shopping
messages for
list?
my mummy. Or for mummy, my mammy.
Me mammy.
So
That's good.
if you want, I can put them all in one sentence if
Yeah,
you want.
no, I want to
I'm
hear
so
what
excited.
this
Say it's
weird
camera, I'm
sentence
quite
is.
excited.
I
for it.
might meet you in the street someday, be having a conversation. I'd be like, oh, I was in this kip last night. I went to the Jacks and there was this gowl in there shifting this Bjor.
Oh.
Anyway, I must go now. I need to go do the messages.
That's brilliant. Did you understand that? I felt like I understood
Honestly,
that.
I don't think I would have
Say it again. Let's
understood
British
that.
translate it.
That was,
Let's go.
I was in this kip last
It
night.
was an absolute state of a place.
Yeah.
I went to the Jacks
Went to the
toilet,
Went
to
to
the toilet.
Yeah.
and there was this gowl in there.
It's
Really
horrible.
good. No, it's good looking girl.
Gal was
wasn't
good again.
No,
No,
no, gowl
Gal
Oh,
was
was
a
no,
a
no,
horrible
Gal,
guy.
Gal was bad.
There's
No,
a
Gal was
horrible
bad. I
person getting off
remember.
with-
Yeah.
Shifting, so
Snogging.
yeah,
Snogging.
this Bjor, as
Someone
in
great.
That was the-
absolutely beautiful.
That was a
woman.
beautiful girl. Right.
Anyway, I must go now and do the messages.
Then he's got to go do the shopping.
I've learned a lot
There you
today.
go.
Do you
More than I
feel,
normally
do you
teach
feel
you
more
guys.
cultured now?
Yeah.
God, yeah.
I do a little
Brilliant.
bit, yeah. I feel like I've learned a lot from you today, Matthew.
And just to culture you both very quickly, mashed potato, is it Irish guacamole?
But I mean,
There's one for you at home.
Food for
What do you
thought.
reckon?
I've never considered it. I feel like a lot goes into guac, so maybe not.
Maybe
What
not.
is guacamole?
It's avocados.
Tomato.
I've never had
But wait-
avocado.
You've never had
I
an
just dug
avocado?
myself a hole. Why did I say this on
Anyway,
telly?
Matthew,
I'm
thank you,
not
that
an
was-
avocado stan. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I
can't
I'm not
believe
into
I've
it.
dug myself
Live
into that
guacamole
big
taste
time.
test coming to you soon.
Right, I'm not happy with you two being in these
Get
seats.
back
I
over
want
it.
you
Get
to,
back
I
on
want
my
you to
place.
swap
I've learned a
back
lot.
now.
I won't take your board, Luke. I would just
With all the answers on.
slide to the right.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
know, you
like
could have
we're
been
nearly in
cheating.
colour. We're all matching the cushions in the chair with our greenish
Yeah, I
tops.
feel like I
Blended in.
should have worn something green, but I actually don't own anything green. So.
Shame.
Sorry.
For next year's show.
Next year, maybe. When we do St. Patrick's Day next year, I'll make sure I've definitely bought something green. So we're ready to
We'll get you
go.
a hat.
Yeah, oh, that would be great. Yeah, I'd love a
And a
hat,
pint.
actually.
Just sat there.
Yeah, no, I'll just drink the
You get
pint
one,
while
just
we...
just keep it, neutral. We get
just-
one of those rubber ones, it's like a stress
Oh.
ball. You usually buy them in the airport, on your way back. No,
We'll
no
get one of
budget,
those.
no budget. Keep it simple.
Well, this year, Comic Relief celebrates its 37th year, and the last time it was on air in 2022, they raised a whopping £57 million. So what have people been doing this year to raise money for such a worthy cause?
Well, it is safe to say, Courtney, you have been doing something that it involves a lot of, I think, caffeine going into your system.
To be fair, I actually didn't drink that much caffeine.
Did you not?
However, I am suffering for it dearly now because I don't know if you can tell, but I have a terrible cold.
So-
because my body could not deal with being awake for
immune
24
system.
hours.
So you did the 24, we should have probably explained what we were
Yes,
doing.
sorry.
Courtney and our executive
not
producer,
listening?
Joe, was doing a 24-hour radio broadcast, all in aid of Comic Relief,
Yes.
with our student radio station here in Salford, Shock Radio.
Indeed you did.
I was helping out as
You
well.
were there and you helped us finish the show.
I
Really?
did have. I
Yeah,
did
you
shut
did.
my eyes for a few hours during the night, though.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour, maybe. I couldn't sleep. Couches aren't comfortable to sleep
No.
on. But yeah, no, fair play to you. I mean, like,
It
definitely
was-
wouldn't have been able to do it, especially when you're talking for 24 hours.
It was actually really, really fun. Like, I had such a good time because we met so many people. Like I said with Shock, you only meet the people on either side of your show, but I met so many different presenters, and like it was so interesting.
You put the faces to the names and the
yeah,
voices.
exactly. Like I've seen these people's names pop up in chats. I've never met them, and they're all really interesting. They all had like different vibes, different interests in music, different ways they produce their show, and like, you know, we got to do it for such a good cause. We actually managed to smash our donation target as well. So we were going for 240, £10 for every hour, and we managed to raise £360.
Fair play. A round of applause,
Come
please.
on. Nice. What was the toughest time of the night? What point did you think, I'm so tired?
Honestly, I was fine up until I think about 5 or 6 a.m.
Oh no.
And then it sort of hit me after that.
I was about that as well.
Yeah.
It was, but once dawn broke, there was this kind of burst of energy. I think you said it to me as well. There was like this burst of energy. It was like, oh, daylight.
The sun came out. It was really bright. It was really beautiful, blue skies, and I just felt like so much better.
And you got out the studio as well. We were downstairs in the Student Union in University House.
Oh yeah.
So it was nice to be outside the studio to do a radio show.
Yeah,
as
it was
well,
nice just to be downstairs. We had tents. We had lights.
A real tent for the campsite.
Real tents. Yeah, we had pillows and things.
Well, would you like to see a bit more, Luca?
Please, please.
Adam, our very own Adam Clark, he popped along to report on what we were up to over in University House. So have a look at this.
This week, University House, the home of Shop Radio, has played home to something slightly different than usual. Our very own Joe Lander and Courtney Holder hosted a 24-hour broadcast to raise funds for Comic Relief. The marathon show included a variety of different items. Shop station manager Alex Charles, who rode 25,000 kilometres in just under 2.5 hours. Joe drinking a cold tin of beans.
Drink the beans! Drink the beans! He's doing it.
Live comedians from the University Society also joined in the fun, and the pair smashed the target for donations.
So, our original target was £240. We earned £360. We earned as many pounds as there are degrees in a circle.
Yeah!
Absolutely phenomenal.
There is still time to donate. Head over to the Shop Radio website, shopradio.co.uk/campsite, and Adam Clark, Salford Weekly, University House.
Outside.
That place does really give me the jitters still when I walk past it. Whenever I'm in the SU, it's just kind of like the shiver.
Yeah, we went in there, didn't we, the same night to go for a drink. And I walked in and I was just like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here.
Bad memories, but great memories, but also like I'm too tired and, oh man.
Yeah, but it's a bit, would you do it again?
100% would do it again.
Next year, though, do you want a year gap just to catch some sleep up in the meantime?
I need a good 365 days in between, but I could do it. No, I don't think I'd like to see that.
Sorry, 72. Keep thinking.
Keep it a whole week.
Honestly, I think I'd be like a blob by the end of that. I just wouldn't be able to move.
Anyway, a great cause, as we said. And continuing with Red Nose Day, the Red Nose Day team, myself and Courtney came in early for work today for this week's Matt versus Courtney challenge. We were aiming at getting some red noses, but
yeah, we were, but I think we were a bit late to the
party.
Yeah, late to the party. So we decided to combine the good old Sports Day challenge, the egg and spoon race, but replacing the egg with a red nose. Well, not with a red nose because we didn't get a red nose.
We use a generic chocolate equivalent in the same shape as an egg. You know what we're on about.
No, but
we cannot say what it is. So we did that earlier today. So currently standing at 2-1. No, 2-1 to yourself.
Yeah,
close. It's really close. Closer than the quiz. Sorry, didn't say it.
Right.
Didn't say it.
The scores, as we say, stand at 2-all each. No, sorry, 2-1.
You want that point?
I do want that point.
Will he get it?
Will I get it? Let's have a look at this and see if we do.
Welcome to Matt versus Courtney.
Hello.
Where I'm going to win again.
Well.
So the rules of this week's Matt versus Courtney is an egg and spoon race. A very classic school, what did you say it was?
School sports day
School
event.
Sports day event. However, the spoon's really flat and the egg is perfectly rounded. So we've come up with some different rules. Take it away, Matthew.
These aren't normal eggs, they're your generic chocolate eggs. You know what we're on about.
Yeah.
We split them in two. We're going to, as Courtney said, put the back of the spoon. We're going to put the flat part on the spoon. And you can only use 2 fingers, not a whole hand, because a whole hand is a bit grippy. You want the 2 fingers Just there like that. Yeah, not like that, Courtney.
Not like
Great
that.
start. Set the balance. You know, just adds that little extra challenge really to the event. So,
So we have to run down the corridor.
are we running or walking?
I don't know.
I feel a walk.
What? So if it falls off,
You're out.
we don't
You're
have.
done.
Wait, you're
That's it.
out.
That's it.
So it's not like whoever does it first. If it falls off, you're done. I feel
Who's
like
done it first.
I feel like whoever gets there and back first with
There
it on
and
there.
back.
Yeah.
Walk there and then walk backwards back. That'd be a good one.
Yeah, but then also
Then
it just
so then the viewer can see our lovely
because you
faces.
have to stop, put it back on, and then carry on. You can't keep running.
Okay, so where's
Yeah,
the
do you know
finish
what I
line?
mean?
Should we say that little bit of blue carpet? There's a bit of blue carpet behind
Yeah,
the
yeah,
camera
yeah.
crew.
Yeah, I'll do. I've got my trainers on so I can run. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready.
In 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh, I'm a bit in the lead.
Yeah, but you have longer legs than I do, so.
Oh,
Are we going backwards or are we
Then we're
turning
going to
around?
walk backwards. I'm at the edge of my.
Ah! Yes! No, no!
Hang on. I'm nearly at the
Did
finish.
you drop it? Did you drop it?
I did. I dropped it. I'm back. And that is how you win.
God damn it.
That is now Matthew 2 and Courtney 2. As we join ourselves back in the studio just down the corridor behind us.
I know. I'm so
My
annoyed.
fraudulent slip beforehand. I keep forgetting that, that I have to pretend that things haven't happened yet in the world.
But when you win, you just
Yeah.
want to tell everyone. You just
Just
want to
wanna
let
be
everyone
like,
know
"Oh
how
my
well you're doing,
God."
Matt. You're doing fantastic. 2-all.
But yeah, I was really
Oh.
annoyed because it fell off and then I couldn't get it to steady, which is why you ended up getting back on and then winning. So I was very upset about that.
Excuses are already happening.
Well, you know
I'm not to
what?
comment.
Next week,
Not to comment.
I'll win.
Really, we have to
Yeah.
decide. I think we need to up the game a bit because season finales are going to be coming up very soon. I
Yeah,
mean, look,
they
we've only,
are.
what, 2 months now left until summer?
Wow.
We need to come up with that forfeit.
Yeah. I'm
It's
still
got to be
saying.
in the keys.
I
know
am
you've been
not
saying it for
going
weeks,
into
haven't
the
you,
Get in
Courtney?
the keys.
How cold do we reckon it's going to be in the summer?
Not
Right,
that cold.
I didn't go in to see when I was in Portugal. It was too cold. So
Right.
You're
Do you
a
remember that
wuss.
frozen icicle story from a few weeks ago?
Yeah, that could be you. Just think you could be on the news.
Anyway.
Anyway, we will have another Matt
won't go
versus
there.
Courtney challenge for you again next week.
sticking with sports, albeit a bit loosely, here's Victoria with this week's sports update.
US basketball star Brittany Griner is being detained in Russia and it's just been extended to May 19th. The two-time Olympic champion was detained at an airport under suspicion of having cannabis in her vapes. If she's found guilty, she could be convicted of up to 10 years in prison. But US officials say they're doing everything they can to help her. Luca, shouldn't you be getting ready for the quiz?
Oh my God. Quick sport update?
Yeah, go on.
Just a quick one. Premier League title race. It's really heating up. So I don't know if you've been watching, but Liverpool the other night beat Arsenal 2-0 away, which has made it 9 wins on the bounce in what's looking like a really exciting Premier League title race. There's actually a game at the Etihad coming up on the 10th of April, and that could be the decider because Man City have a 1-point lead, meaning that Liverpool could beat them and then win the rest of their remaining games and take the Premier League title. So who knows what's going to happen? I do have to get ready for the quiz now. Back to you in the studio. Oh, good on you.
You made it.
Just about.
And you had an
Can you
outfit
believe
change
it?
as
I just
well.
managed to get changed, had a shower just out there and makeup.
Is it Velcro
Amazing.
clothing that you go off like that?
Just whip them right off. Another great roundup from Victoria and, of course, Luca. So thank you for
Well,
bringing
gets
that
everywhere,
to us
doesn't
this
it?
week.
Busy,
Yeah.
busy, mum.
And now, as always, it's time for Luca's moment back in the Quizmaster's chair.
It's great
I've
to be
given
back.
it back
Your
to
time
him.
to shine.
It's time for this week's quiz.
It's a really good one this week. It's 5 quite wordy questions, but I hope you enjoy them. All quite newsy. And the first one, we actually kind of spoke a tiny bit about before. So you might remember this.
Is it St. Patrick's Day?
It's not St. Paddy's Day, sadly.
Oh.
Sorry. The first question I'm going to ask you is about the BAFTAs. And I'd just love to say, right, how did a 12-year-old girl steal the show at this year's BAFTAs? I'm not going to give you multiple choice. Matt didn't. I'm not going to do it for this one.
How did she steal the
How
show?
did a 12-year-old girl steal the show at this year's BAFTAs? So she was very much kind of a main presence at the BAFTAs. But what for?
Oh, I don't know. But
I'd love to see your guesses more than anything. So, Matt, what have you put? A dance? fell over.
I
Who
thought
was it
she
that fell
fell
over?
over.
That was Dua Lipa, I thought, wasn't
Dua
it?
Lipa definitely fell. No, so if you haven't seen this one, you know Encanto?
Yes.
We
So
don't
she
talk
actually,
about blue.
we've been
I
singing the
don't know.
song all day in the studio.
How's the tune going? I've been told by our director I'm not singing it right.
We
haven't
don't
seen
talk
it either.
I think
about
she
Bruno.
should come in at the end of the
Courtney
show.
just sang it.
You
That's
have
how,
now.
yeah. Is it karaoke night on our show?
I've lost my paper.
Well, basically, this girl was lauded for
haven't.
campaigning for more lead characters with glasses. So she actually wrote to Disney 3 years ago saying, we need more heroines with glasses. And they decided, you know what, we will do that. So Encanto features a main character who wears glasses because of her, and the director invited her along and said, come to the BAFTAs with me.
Oh, that's
Which is
really
really lovely.
sweet.
Why
yeah.
do people not like people with glasses?
I have glasses.
I think people with glasses look.
I didn't
all
wear them
right,
for the
yeah.
show
Yeah,
though. 'cause
it's just,
of
it's
the
mad
glare.
when you think Disney characters, there haven't really been many. So the
I
fact
can't
that they've
think of
done
any.
it, exactly. There has been
At
now.
all.
Encanto, I can't remember the main name of the character. Did I write it? No, I didn't. Sorry, you have to
don't know.
research that.
I need
on
to watch
home.
it.
It's Mirabelle.
Mirabelle. No, I just remembered. It's Mirabelle.
Stan!
It's Mirabelle. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the first question. Second question, Winter Paralympics. Back on sports. It finished.
Winter Paralympics.
Winter Paralympics. Drew to a close. China took the first place in this. I think they won 18 gold medals.
Wow.
But who came second? Was it Norway?
We got multiple choice now.
Was it Ukraine? Multiple choice is back. Was it USA? Or was it Jamaica? Second in the Paralympics.
I mean, we all know that Jamaica does a great job at the Olympics, so
Especially in the bobsled.
yeah. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh.
Oh, don't look.
I mean, it's fine. You can show it.
He's drawing.
Ooh,
He's
I think I
just
did
written
the
his-
wrong way, did I? The
What is
lines?
that?
It's supposed to be the American
Yeah,
flag.
that's
very
wrong.
vertical flag. It was actually Ukraine. Ukraine actually
it?
came second this year.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
which
know
I think it's a really
that.
nice thing for them. So they need a bit of a morale boost, certainly with what's going on at the moment.
Fair
so,
play.
How many
Silver.
did they get?
Oh, I wish I could tell you. I believe they got 8 gold medals. But Norway obviously won at the Olympics, the Winter Olympics. So it's kind of a bit of a shock for them to not do well. I think they came 8th.
Where
in
did
the
Team GB
Paralympics.
come? I know they were hoping to do some
No comment.
good.
No comment.
Oh,
I don't think they
dear.
did better than they did at the Olympics. You'd have to double check that. But yeah, they didn't come
Not
top
that
3.
well.
A gallery says they got 1 silver, so it's still better than
That's
nothing, you
good.
know?
It's a medal.
It's more than I'll ever
It's
get
a
in
medal.
the Winter Olympics.
Olympics.
Yeah.
What was your name again?
Lanky ski boy.
Oh yes, I remember.
Skater boy.
Speaking of sporting nicknames, professional wrestling, we're going to move on to now, which has a lot of
Whoa.
nicknames. There's actually tributes that were paid this week to a former professional wrestler called Scott Hall, who sadly died this week at 63. And he performed as Razor Raymond, but what was his nickname? Was it the
Wait, that
bad
wasn't
guy?
his nickname.
And that wasn't his nickname, so it's Razor something Raymond or Ramon. Was it the bad guy? Was it Hacksaw? Was it Ravishing? Or was it Tanky McTankface?
Okay. Wait,
Razor, blank,
Wait, can you read them
Raymond.
again?
Was it the bad guy? Was it Hacksaw? Was it Ravishing? Or was it Tanky McTankface?
Can
I mean,
just say
I really
love,
like that one.
I love this part of the show because if they listen to my microphone, I like
Can we
the.
hear it? Oh, it's
You're
a really,
really
good
annoying.
sound. What have you just drawn there? I want to see it as well.
I just like do scribbles. By the way.
Ravishing, both Hacksaw.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a trick. They were both nicknames, but not for that wrestler. This was actually just the bad guy.
Oh.
bad guy
The
seems a bit Billie Eilish, doesn't it?
guy.
Yeah.
Duh.
Razor, the bad guy, Ramon.
That
And
could have been his song.
Ramon.
apparently it was taken from Al Pacino's Scarface. Say hello to the bad guy, you know, when he's got the gun.
Oh yeah.
Apparently that's what it's from. What would your nicknames be in wrestling?
Ooh.
Because Matt's already got his for the Winter Olympics.
The Slayer. Like
The
Buffy
Courtney
the
the
Slayer.
Slayer.
Yeah.
Slam down ladder boy.
Slam down ladder boy.
Yeah, because I'm like a ladder. You know the way they go up the ladder. And they
You're
drop
like
you
a
at
ladder.
No, I won't. I
In the
won't.
studio.
So that's that next week's Matt versus Courtney.
I
We're
just
gonna
go
wrestle.
off camera and the next thing you just see me go onto
Through the
table.
table. Well, they get all like the fake props, don't they, in wrestling? Like you can see all the, sorry, really real props.
The real
In
props.
It's,
wrestling,
the,
really real
it's the
props.
best acting you can ever see, really.
You didn't hear that from us, honestly. You didn't hear that from us. It's really real and really sporting. Quick other sport for you. American football. Have you heard of Tom Brady?
Indeed, yes.
Apparently one of the greatest ever quarterbacks. So a poor person, right, they bought the last football that he ever threw and scored a touchdown with. They bought it for £400,000. But what was the problem? Did Brady come out of retirement the next day? Was it stolen on the way home from the auction house? Was it signed by the wrong player? Or was it a complete fake? What do you reckon, Adam?
How would you know if it's a fake or not?
Well, that's for me to know and you to find out.
DNA testing.
I just got a DNA. Sorry, I won't sing. Keep that to myself.
Okay, so Matt's gone with wrong player. Courtney's gone with out retirement. So the day after the auction,
No.
Yeah.
he came out of retirement and said he had
No.
unfinished business with his old team, which was apparently 6 weeks after he'd retired. So it was quite a long stint.
Yeah.
So did this dude just literally like lose 400 grand's worth?
Basically,
value?
yeah.
Got a lot of publicity, which I think is the main thing. In
I
this.
would be furious if that was me.
But it might be like
retire, just do it.
It might be like that Banksy piece. Remember he shredded it that
yeah,
time,
the
and then it
auction house.
became like mega more
Oh,
because this
yeah.
might be the football that was signed until he came out of retirement.
Well, we're talking about it now, so maybe the attention's going to get going. If you've got 400,000,
and what we have down here
sure,
today
take
is
It's a football.
I believe that's 1-0 to you, Courtney. in
is
this
that the
week's quiz.
first
I think that's
question
the
we've
first
got
point. It is. It's 1-0 to
no.
Courtney. Pressure's on for the last one, Matt. And it's multiple choice again, because I do love multiple choice. And it's just a quick one about Wales. So a bid was launched this week to give what Welsh foodstuff a similar legal protected status as, like, you know, champagne in France, and I think, is it Parma ham? You know, they have like legally protected statuses, so they can only be made in that place.
I did not know
Oh,
that.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Like as you said, the
Parmesan.
champagne and all of that is like
Yeah.
can only be made in like Champagne
In
region of France.
Yeah.
So there's a Welsh foodstuff that have applied for it. Which of these is the one that's been applied for? Is it Welsh rarebit? Is it Welsh vodka? Is it Welsh grown daffodils? Or is it Welsh leeks?
What a weird selection of things.
I did think we were talking about the
try.
animal at first, and you said Wales.
I did think that as
Oh.
well. He said Wales, and I was going to ask the country or the animal, and then
I'm
you
sorry, was that
Very
first,
much the country. The
clarified.
dragons.
Was that first bit rabbit or rare bit?
Rarebit.
rarebit.
Oh.
Do you know what Welsh rarebit is? Have you never done another taste test?
I think so.
I
Oh,
feel we
guys.
need to do haggis, maybe, from
Ooh,
Scotland.
I've
and do
tried
the
haggis for Burns Night that just was about a month ago. Not the one.
Oh.
What have you guys put? What are we thinking?
I've gone for D.
Leeks. And vodka. It was leeks. Welsh
Was it?
leeks. So the Welsh apparently have applied. They've said that the leeks that are grown in Wales, they're very important to the region. And I think it's like kind of one of their, I think it might be their national food stuff. So they've said we want it to be grown just here. I don't think they've heard back yet. But Welsh rarebit, just quickly, if you don't know at home either, it's kind of like cheese on toast, but it's like mixed with a bit of mustard and a bit of like flour, and you put it, it's pulling faces though.
Sounds a
It
bit
is
spicy.
delicious. Second only to vinegar on pancakes.
Oh my God.
Courtney,
No.
2-0.
Let's not ever talk about that ever again.
Oh, I'm obsessed. Sorry.
Well, he's drawn a little sad face on his board. You just got to keep up with the news. Matt.
I'm better with Matt versus Courtney than I am with Matt versus.
You're
Well,
better in
that's
this
not
quiz,
true
Jen, to be
because
honest.
technically I was beating you most weeks. Just saying. I'm just
Congratulations,
putting it
Courtney.
out
Great
there.
win, great
Thank
win.
you very
Anyway.
much. Well, that is all we've got time for this week, and it is time for us to go.
Oh, remember, I always keen to do this now, don't I? Remember, if you want to get in touch with us while we're not here, you can do so via Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube under Quays TV.
For now, it is goodbye from me, and it is goodbye from him.
And Luca.
And Luca.
Goodbye.
Bye.